Cross is the world's largest humanitarian organization. Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is the member of the Red Cross. We have about 193 countries as a members. Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is serving for the most vulnerable people in Sri Lanka, for which we have 25 branches in 25 administrative districts in Sri Lanka, where we have our own office in each district, we have our management staff, we have our governors in respective districts. When there is a disaster, Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is there. We have trained volunteers for these disaster management activities. We have about more than 100,000 volunteers all over the country. At any given time, our district can muster their trained volunteers for any disaster. There is a specialty of the Sri Lankan Red Cross volunteers because they are not just a volunteer, they are trained. Most of our volunteers are trained in first aid. We are the number one organization in first aid because our volunteers, when they go for the search and rescue emergency operations, they go with the knowledge of the first aid. Therefore, the first aid is the number one subject in Sri Lanka Red Cross Society. Other than that, we do the disaster management. Disaster management in the sense we have our own disaster management response team. We have branch disaster response team at the district level, and divisional level we have the divisional disaster response team. Especially we worked in disaster management and health sector and also in the humanitarian value sectors. If you have any emergency, yes, Sri Lanka Red Cross Society is there to support the most vulnerable people in Sri Lanka. Therefore, please work together with Sri Lanka Red Cross Society to serve the most vulnerable people in Sri Lanka. Our President, Mr. Jagat Abesinghe said, volunteers are the best. The volunteerism we have to improve in this country. If anybody want to serve the people or volunteer for the important task like this, please join with Sri Lanka Red Cross Society.